the taxpayer today.
Reasons, legal reasons.
Compliant up to 25th of May 2024. And we
I am a very big advocate of Kenya Revenue Authority. You know that. I have gone out of my way to work with you to sensitize, to mobilize Kenyans, to come forward, to explain why each and every one of us must pay tax. I am right at the forefront in sensitizing Kenyans, mobilizing Kenyans to pay tax. But the question many Kenyans ask me is, how are we sure that we will all pay? Because we must all be equal. Because the people who have connection, the people who have networks will escape paying. Then the small guys, the people who have no connection, will end up paying. Because there are people in KRA who facilitate others not to pay. The next question Kenyans ask me is, how sure are we that our taxes will not be stolen by public officials sitting in ministries, departments, agencies, offices? So, and I intend to answer those two questions in my term. I intend to answer those two questions. And as I have said, I will take personal responsibility over the safety and the proper use of the public resources of the people of Kenya. It's the only way they can continue to legitimately pay their taxes. And as I have said, I will take personal responsibility over the safety and the proper use of the public resources of the people of Kenya. It's the only way they can continue to legitimately pay their taxes. I do not wish to dwell at length on this matter because historically, so much has been said, yet so little has been done in dealing with the challenge of corruption in government. I just want to make the following commitment firmly and clearly. My office shall be responsible for ensuring effectiveness, efficiency, transparency, and accountability in the use of public resources. I shall therefore be personally involved in ensuring that Kenyans get their taxes worth of public services in full, and that none, regardless of status, steals or wastes public resources. I think I have spoken with some measure of clarity. And I have not come here to threaten anybody. I have come here to speak to fellow workers. You know what I have said is true. It must stop somehow. It must stop. We have to do what we have to do. I know for sure that KRA can do better. I know we have men and women in KRA, men and women of integrity. I know they exist. I know they're there. And I know for sure that if there is a culture change in this organization, Kenya can be the better country that we all want to live in. And I am very confident that the hard-working people of Kenya have the capacity to manage their affairs. And we need to answer the questions that they ask us about integrity, and accountability in the affirmative, we wouldn't have a problem with people paying taxes if they are fair, if everybody is paying, and if there are no people who are more equal than others. Everybody, irrespective of status, will pay tax. It's the only instrument that we have to transform our country. It has also been noted that KRA has not embraced a culture of supporting and facilitating taxpayers, alternative dispute resolution, and the deployment of efficient technologies to improve revenue performance. Let me say this again, and I'm saying it politely. You know that KRA is technology averse. In fact, it is public information that any attempt to digitize, to professionalize KRA has been met by a lot of resistance from staff in KRA. Because technology will make it easy for taxpayers to pay, and there wouldn't be opportunities for people to collude and evade tax. And I'm saying this looking at you guys in your eyes. You know that it has been difficult to roll out technology, that it has been sabotaged by staff in KRA. And it hasn't been sabotaged for any good reason. It has been sabotaged because it seals loopholes of rent-seeking, evasion, collusion, corruption, and that kind of thing. In particular, the resistance to the introduction and upgrading of revenue administration technologies is an emphatic signal of the corporate culture of an organization that is not willing to do its job, which suggests that arbitrary, opaque, and fundamentally corruptible revenue collection methods are the preferred modus operandi. It is expected that high costs will be cited as the excuse, because I keep hearing, oh, we do not have enough money to do this, we do not have enough money to do that. A culture of corruption, good people, collusion, inefficiency, and unprofessionalism is much more costly to the country than any efficient technology will ever be. And I'm telling you this with a lot of clarity. It is therefore imperative that the authority urgently undertakes serious and effective culture change throughout the organization and expeditiously adopts and implements the best technologies to facilitate efficient revenue mobilization. I have to be honest with you. I have to be candid because I have a job to do. And I need us to work in concert. I need us to work with synergy so that you can do your part in building our nation by doing what the government of Kenya has hired you to do. It therefore means KRA must stop the tiresome drama of pretending to be fighting with stakeholders over new technology and also you must avoid irritating Kenyans on doing things that are not useful. Kenyans expect us to be efficient, professional, effective. Kenyans expect us to expeditiously deliver on what we need to do. And let me say, that expectation is legitimate. Kenyans expect no less, they deserve no less, and they are entitled to no less. At a time when the state of our national finances is not good, especially in the context of the radical measures that must be undertaken urgently to transform the country and the economy, KRA has remained lackluster in its performance. The authority continues to maximize collection from existing taxpayers through processes and technologies that sometimes belong to the bygone era, including disruptive stoppages of revenue-generating operations, summary actions, time-consuming, laborious, and inefficient assessment methods, and a flagrant penchant for intimidation through arbitrary prosecution. KRA must acquire a new image. You must build a new image, an image that when people come to Times Tower, they don't come here trembling. They come here looking forward to being served. Additionally, I must tell you, collusion, wanton bribe-taking. Let me repeat that. Collusion, wanton bribe-taking, and general corruption continue to pervade operations of KRA, facilitating tax evasion, massive leakages of potential revenue, and inability to meet revenue targets. You know what I'm saying is true. There are many people who are encouraged, who are facilitated by KRA staff not to pay tax. And you know what I'm saying is true. You know very well we would be collecting more money than we are doing, but because we have staff in KRA who do not work for the government of Kenya, they work for themselves. And they work for other entities. And their biggest assignment is to assist taxpayers not to pay tax, but to assist taxpayers to evade paying tax. And there are many examples, good people. There are many examples. If we ask Kenyans to step forward and name the people who normally facilitate them not to pay tax, I don't know how many members of staff will remain in KRA.